is going on, everybody? Hey, this is your boy JC from JC Eagles Talk, and we had people been waiting here for like MC. I mean, it's in 10 hours, but Jinx, I love the support. We had people been waiting for this for about 12, 14 hours ago.
Wow.
Hey, I don't know what they're looking for, but I hope that we don't disappoint them. It is what it is. But hey, without further ado, let me introduce my guest. I've been trying to get you on here since 2017. Even though
Really?
we're no, I'm lying,
Oh,
but
I was about to say, Jesus.
no, no, I just started this April of last year, but I did reach out. Probably August, September, bad timing. But look, I'm glad that you could thank God for the bye week, that you had enough time to probably try and get rid of all the stuff you had to do and bless me with your presence. Without further ado, let them know who you are and a little bit about you and where they could find you at.
I am Bree. I am the creator and host of Sports and Stilettos podcast. I started the show this is 2021. I started it, this is my third season. Pretty much started it off on a whim. I love football. I love watching it. I love talking about it. And, my friends were just like, just start a podcast, do it. And I'm like, no, like, let me wait till I'm done school. And they were like, no, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. So I was like, all right. And yeah, that was the birth of Sports and Stilettos podcast and been going strong ever since.
Yo, look, hey, I like it. And today alone, man, I listened to you a few times, but today alone, I was listening to you about the Giants, about the Jets, about these other teams that we lost to. I mean, I literally binge listen to your podcast today at work, and hey, you're worse than me. You know what I mean? Hey, you are worse than me. And when it comes to your critique and your evaluations and your mindset, your thoughts, and I'm not gonna hold back. This dude is trash. He gotta
Yeah.
go. But look, I appreciate it though. I really appreciate it because it's hard to find females out there.
Yeah.
Like I told you before, I do have 5 sisters, 2 brothers. So I do have a lot of females in my family. So I do have I advocate for the females that are doing their things out there,
Right. Right.
especially when it comes to sports.
Right.
I'm a big sports guy. I'm probably the only male sports guy. It is what it is. But I do, like, hey, she's talking about sports. I'm there. I'm about to go check it out and see what she's talking about and see if she know her stuff. And you know what I mean? Hey, look, I'm that
Yeah.
dude. So, and I listen to I binge listen to your stuff all day today. And look, you do not disappoint. And like I said, you are worse than me. And I was, bad, but you are worse than me. But it is what it is. So, hey, if you're not, go listen to her podcast. Please go listen to her podcast. I promise you will not be disappointed. And also, you can find her on, her Twitter, your host, Breezy. Hey, just go check it out. I promise you, you will be. Hey, you might send me a Christmas gift, after. Hey, anything Eagles, I accept anything Eagles. Um, your Eagles Cup, you
Oh my
know,
goodness.
Eagles Cup, like anything Eagles, hey, I'm okay with accepting. So after you listen to your podcast, just send me that. You know what I mean? Hey, we good to go. But it is what it is. But without further ado, let's get into our Philadelphia Eagles. Our Philadelphia Eagles, because you are an Eagles fan. I know this is
Yeah.
Washington No Names Team Week, but I was lucky enough to actually get an Eagles fan on my podcast to actually hear thoughts about the season, prediction and all the future and everything that's going on so far. So let's get into the injury report. Before we went on by, Jason Kelsey was limping off under 2 minutes. limped off. Like, I held my breath because I do play by play every Sunday, and when I saw that, I was like, ah. People was like, put in the chat, why is he still in there with 2 minutes? Why did I'm like, did you see our backup center come in the previous game and the first snap? Like, it's like deja vu. The first snap was a bad snap against the Giants, and like holding penalties. It cost us a touchdown with Boston Scott. Did you see our backup center? So he's in because guess what? Usually those positions don't get hurt. But just because he got hurt the last, under 2 minutes, Miles Sanders, first running back, first Eagles running back in over a year, like 16 games to rush for over 100 yards. And he still had not scored a touchdown yet. Oh my God. He still have not scored a touchdown. His name, usually I see Eagles' name get popped up with some good stuff. You know what I mean? The most passing yards, the most rushing yards. His name got put up there like the most rushing yards by a running back without a touchdown score. So I really believe that Nick Sirianni was trying to get him that one touchdown because he worked hard for it that time. You know what I mean? So I don't blame him being in there, with 5 minutes and some change left, and a freak accident happened. That's Miles Sanders. Freak accidents happen to Miles Sanders. So hopefully Kelsey will be back. Sanders will be back. Jalen Hurts, he'll be back. So, but tomorrow they go back to training camp. Well, not training camp. Hey, they go back to practice, and hopefully the records will come out and say, hey, who's hurt, who didn't practice, who's limited, all that stuff. So, hey, how did you feel like watching that game? Like, hey, we're up. Hey, was you in favor of pulling your guys, or you like, hell nah, man, this defense is trash, so I'm going to keep my guys in there. So, I don't know.
So for me, when it comes to players either staying in the game or coming out of a game, I feel like this team needs more continuity. They need more chemistry. So keep them in the game. Unless they are up, like, I'm not even joking, unless they are up like 40-3 entering the fourth quarter, those starters need to stay in and play the rest of the game. I don't care. I do not care. And if I held my breath when Kelsey got hurt. I held my breath when Miles Sanders got rolled up on. I held my breath when I saw Jalen Hurts limping. I'm like, you can't do this to us. Not again. Like, we've been through enough. We've had our share of trauma from players getting injured and never, being the same again. Like, we've had enough of that. So I'm hoping. Injury report comes out, I believe, Thursday officially for the game on Sunday. So let's hope and pray that everybody is back, everybody can practice, everybody's working hard, and we go out here and we get this win at home.
Yeah, look, I feel the same way you do. Like, it was
Hurts does not stink. I'm gonna need you to mind your business.
Yeah, you know what? I was just about to I'm like,
don't.
Hey, Car, is your opinion. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. Hey, I just happened to put it up there. So, Carl, what fan are you? Like, are you Eagles fan or Cowboys fan? Like, well, he seemed like a Eagles fan, but a Wentz supporter. But we'll see.
Just let them play 70% of the snaps so we can get that first round draft.
Hey, we got our first round pick. We already got our first round pick. Hey, I don't even care about the rest of the season for the Colts. I do not care about what the Colts do, we got our first round pick. It is what it is. but Nina, yes, look at this slide.
Hi,
Yes,
Nina.
your big play slate. Welcome to the stream. Miss Bergane, what's up? What's going on?
Hey.
Bergane himself, my guy. What's going on? Let's see, like Philly Scott is here. Who's okay? I mean, how long she been an Eagles fan?
Since
Okay.
birth, I came out an Eagles fan here in the room. I've been bleeding green since I was born. So
Yes, that's so
we
talking about. Tell them,
we ain't doing that
tell
up here. We ain't doing that up
them,
here.
tell them.
But I got
And look,
time. I
what?
got
So
time.
hey, look, hey, you got some fans, even though he undercover hater, but you still got some fans because he do want to know your Instagram, like some odd reason,
Sports and Stilettos podcast on Instagram.
There you go. There you go. Hey, go check her out. Hey, all right, so look, like I said, I've been trying to get you on here since I believe before the season started, like July, August. So I never got your prediction coming into the season, how you think like the Philadelphia Eagles team was going to do. So perfect timing. I want to hear right now though, but I want to hear what was your prediction and how you feel just based on the roster or draft, and how do you feel this Eagles team was going to do before we came into the season?
Well, I actually had two predictions. So I had my realistic. I had
a backup plan. A backup plan.
Yeah. So I had my realistic prediction, and then I had my super optimistic prediction.
Okay.
My super optimistic prediction was they win the NFC East. They're sitting at 13-3, 13-4, whatever that is. And then my realistic prediction, I think, was more.
Wait. Did you say 13-3?
It's 17 games, right?
Yeah.
So 13-4.
So
I did
13.
I had
13-4.
13 wins in my super optimistic prediction.
Whoa.
Because I thought this roster and the way that Nick Sirianni was talking all summer, I really thought that they had a chance to just like
catfish.
Kill it.
Catfish is real.
How did Breezy become an Eagles fan? Who are her top 8 Eagles players? How many jerseys does she own?
Oh, so hey, I didn't mean to put that up because I was just trying to hear how your prediction and all that stuff. But go ahead, you can answer
I'll answer this question real quick. So I became an Eagles fan when I was younger. I lived in Texas for like 10 years. And my dad, obviously, he watched football a lot. He had a Reggie White jersey, the whole shebang. I grew up watching Eagle games with him, watching Allen Iverson with the Sixers. And once AI got traded, I kind of stopped watching the Sixers and really just went to football 100% of the time and fell in love with it.
Okay, look, hey, I'm not a Sixer fan. I'm a New Jersey Nets fan that they moved to Brooklyn. So now they're the Brooklyn Nets. It is what it is. But I followed the Nets from 02-03 that they went to the back-to-back championship, finals. The Sixers went before that with AI, won one game against the Lakers.
Yep.
I mean, so in my first love has to be the Nets. I try to stay loyal as much as I can to where I'm from, which is South Jersey. But at the same time, New Jersey have no New Jersey team besides the damn Devils nowadays.
Yep.
Like literally, they took every team out of New Jersey. The basketball team. We have 2 football teams that's in New Jersey. None of them are named New Jersey crap. So, so that's so the way New Jersey is split. South Jersey are Philly fans.
Mm-hmm.
North Jersey are Giants fans. North Jersey are miserable fans, and South Jersey are happy fans. So that's how I'm gonna say. But I'm a Nets fan. But my second team, that's the only sport that I have two teams in. My second team has to be the Philadelphia 76ers. Just because, what I mean, I love the culture of Philly. I'm always in Philly because I live in South Jersey, which is about 15, 20 minutes away from the bridge. So I'm always in Philly. So, yes. But I try to stay loyal as much as I can, but it is what it is. Sometimes you slip up, hey, look, I'm not 4 for 4. Are you 4 for 4, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not
Yes,
because
yes. Okay, all
one,
right.
I don't watch hockey. I don't watch
Okay,
hockey. I watch the Phillies when there's literally nothing else to watch on TV, which is at like 4 week span during the summer where there's nothing else on but baseball.
nothing.
So I'll watch the Phillies during that time, but other than that, no, it's basketball and football for me.
Okay, all right. Look. Hey, I'm a Devils fan. I'm not 4 for 4. I'm sorry. I like watching TV shows. So with baseball, I might get a few unsubscribers, but I'm a Atlanta Braves fan
Ugh.
because of Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones and David Justice. Back in the day. I mean that's who I was because black folks don't watch baseball.
Right.
So you gotta find a way. Something is gotta keep you attached. And at that time, back in the day, was Chips. Highway Patrol for me was a TV show. Was two Highway Patrol cops, and one of them looked like Chipper Jones. And
Mhm.
I turned on the TV, and they were playing the San Diego Padres with Tony Gwynn. At the time, I was like, is that the guy from Chips? I'm going for him. And it just happened to be the Braves. And I lived through the misery. I've seen the Philadelphia Eagles win one Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I've seen the Braves when I was cheering for them win one World Series and all the heartbreaks. So the New Jersey Devils, I seen them not even one win because I wasn't cheering for them at the time they won. So I'm a true underdog that your team sucks, and when they win, hey, you have to keep that going for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Hey, just now I know how the Dallas Cowboy fan feels. 25 years, 25 years,
Woo.
and it's still holding on to that what? That 5 Super Bowl. Hey, we got 5 Super Bowl, 25, 26 years. But I do know how to feel because that feeling of being a champion one last time lasts forever. You know what I mean? Hey, it is
Uh-huh.
what it is. So all right. We play the Washington football team this upcoming Sunday. They are desperate for a win. We're desperate for a win. We both got the same record. Whoever win this game is basically in the driver's seat. It's all division games left on both sides, kind of. Besides Dallas, they do have the Cardinals and stuff like that, but it's all divisional games. So whoever win this game is like, hey, mama, I made it. I made it. I'm here. So how are you feeling about this game? Man, are you losing some sleep? And you like, you know what, man, I'm about to just hang
Nope.
behind the head and just go to sleep. And it's an easy win. The same way we thought about the watch, the Giants. But hey, I don't want to bring the Giants back up just yet. But so how you feel about this, upcoming game?
Well, I I don't want to say I'm confident, but I think the Eagles are the better team. They're 100% the better team.
Oh yeah,
And
facts.
I think that they are more equipped to win the game on Sunday versus Washington being more equipped to win the game. Because they're all over the place. You don't know who's starting at quarterback. You don't know what is going on with Taylor Heineke. He like hobbled out of the stadium with a knee issue and a shoulder issue. Like there's too many question marks on the Washington football team side of the ball. But matchup wise, like I think we match up pretty good. And we're just the better team. I really do think that we're just the better team, and hopefully Nick Sirianni goes back to the run game, sticking with that to open up the passing game and go from there, and just let these guys have a ball.
With the running game or the passing game?
With the running game.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is this team has to be a run first offense.
Facts.
They have to.
Yeah.
There's no way around it right now because Jalen Hurts needs to develop a little bit more with the passing game. And I thought coming in when we drafted him that he had an issue with accuracy. So for him to not be throwing as much as we want him to, I'm pretty content with the way that he's performing right now. Could he be a little more decisive with the ball? Yes. But we're winning games. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. You win the game or you lose the game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree 110% with you, though. But not all Philadelphia Eagles think the way that you're thinking right now.
Yeah, because everything is instant gratification. What have you done for me lately? Like that's how a lot of people think. That's how a lot of people think. And they are quick to flip the page and close the book on Jalen Hurts just because he had one bad game.
Okay.
He is technically a rookie with an entire rookie coaching staff. Like it's not just a rookie head coach. Yeah. It's a rookie quarterback coach. It's a rookie head coach. It's a very new defensive side of it. Like all of these coaches are new to this team.
Yeah.
So again, it comes back to continuity. It comes back to chemistry. It's coming back to figuring out what actually works during these games. And the run game is what works.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. All right. So as far as the Eagles a quarterback controversy, look, it is what it is. But knowing that the Eagles have to win 4 games to make into the playoffs, let's just say, hey, Jalen Hurts is not having a good passing game and we're down by 13. Would you make the change at halftime to Gardner Minshew? Or would you just ride it along with Jalen Hurts? Or does Philly have a quarterback controversy on their hands?
No, they don't. Quarterback controversies are made up by the national media who does not watch the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's made up by fans who, again, instant gratification.
Yeah.
There's no quarterback controversy when your starting quarterback is a rookie. It's impossible to have. It is absolutely impossible to have. So, to me, no, there's no quarterback controversy. If Jalen is having a bad passing game and we're down 13 points on Sunday, run the ball. Run it down their throat and score touchdowns. They had one game where the running backs scored all of the touchdowns. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about him getting benched. Like, he has greatness within him. This city, this fan base, everybody just needs to relax and give this dude a chance to really get things under his belt.
Is there any point in this season where you would bench, knowing what you saw with Minshew? Would you bench Hurts Hurts for Minshew just to try to see, hey, could we, bring up his trade value a little bit, or is he, the guy? Because he's still young now. Your Minshew is not that old.
Right.
Man, I believe he's like 25 years old.
Yeah,
Like, I
25,
mean, he's
26,
still
something like that.
young.
Yeah.
So would you, try to see what you have in Minshew with better weapons around him? Yes, we saw him in Jacksonville. But Jacksonville right now is a dumpster fire. Even with Nick Foles, our Super Bowl winning quarterback, ran to Jacksonville, got hurt in the first game, ended up in the sling for like 6-8 weeks. Minshew had a chance to come in. He probably did all right. I mean, I don't, remember his, all his yardage and stuff like that, but he did all right because that's how the Minshew mania started. So, I mean, anyway, would you take the playoffs over Jalen Hurts if Minshew could come in and bring you into the playoffs, or would you just ride it up with Jalen Hurts and say, you know what, he's thinking it up. I'm about to just ride it out because he don't have that much experience, or would you go to a guy that's like, if Minshew come in and won you the Washington football game, and then went to next week, won you the Giants game, and then just go into the following week, win you another Washington game, and then Dallas game, and now you are in the playoffs. So where is your mindset at then?
I'm riding with Jalen Hurts. I am not going to bench him for Gardner Minshew. I'm not no, absolutely not. No. Because at the end of the day, Gardner Minshew is QB2. He came in, he did his job, he won us the game, or he contributed to winning the game. And then he goes back to being quarterback number 2 to step in anytime Jalen Hurts cannot play. And right now, Jalen Hurts can play. He will be the starter. And there's no benching, because if you have to bench your starting quarterback, that just shows me that they don't have any faith in him, that he's able to fix what's wrong, and he's not given a shot to show us as fans, because we obviously we're not at practice. We can't see really a lot of what that development process is.
Yeah.
So if we can't see it in a game, then it's like, oh, now the fan base is writing him off because the coach has benched him. And I don't think that that's fair for his development at all, because at the end of the day, you have to have reps in a game to build upon every week. If you don't get those reps in a game, you're never going to be able to fix what's wrong.
Facts. Look, hey, I agree 110%. Before I ask you my next question, hey, have you heard anything about Brandon Brooks? Is he going to be back after the bye? Is he? Yeah,
I have no idea, honestly.
I know.
And you know what? I really don't think that he's going to play this season.
What?
I really don't. Because
at all?
He got hurt in week 1. And it was like what, a pec muscle or a hamstring or something.
Yeah, the pec muscle.
He's supposed to be only out for like 6 to 8 weeks, and we're starting week 15. Like, no. And if he's gone off this roster at the end of the season, I'm cool with that too. He hasn't done anything for this team because he's injured 75% of the time.
Yeah, but would you not play him because of an audition, saying, hey, he come back, with 4 games left, we get into the playoffs. I mean, teams just start looking at him, and now you could also trade him and say, hey, this guy is still elite, even not for us, but for you. He might be that guy that you need if you are a winning team, if you are one piece away. I mean, would you not still play him? Because he's better than Herbig. Because right now, Herbig is our right guard. Yeah. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
If he's healthy, I will play him.
Okay.
But I don't see him staying on this roster after the end of the season. I really don't.
Oh, But that's what I'm saying. So would you not want to play him to like audition him? And so teams could be like, okay,
Well,
I would trade for him.
I mean,
He still got something left.
he's been here, what, 5 years, 6 years, something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like everything, and he came from Houston, so it's like there's plenty of tape, there's plenty of, his reputation will allow him to go somewhere else. I don't think that we have to like showboat him or anything. He's great at his position. He's one of the top players in his position. But the fact that he's been hurt 75% of the time while he's been in Philadelphia it doesn't do anything for us because of having to constantly replace him. And then, we don't know when he's coming back. And then when he does come back, he gets hurt again. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, look, hey, I think our right guard right now in Brandon Brooks, especially if we are going into the playoffs or trying to do a playoff run, Brandon Brooks is the right choice. Worst case scenario, you put him on the trade block, but I mean, what is cap hit? Like, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think his cap hit is pretty high if we get rid of him.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
tired of swallowing money, even though it's not my pocket, but it's hurting our team. It's hurting our team. So if Brendan Brooks could be on the trade block or Lane Johnson even, because you know what I mean? So these guys need to play, or a Fletcher Cox, those are the three main names: the Brooks, Johnson, and Cox.
I would keep Lane Johnson over Brandon Brooks.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Fletcher Cox. Brandon and Fletcher can go.
Brandon and Fletcher, it could go?
I'm done. Yep. Yeah. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done. And I was saying that at the beginning of the season because it's like Fletcher Cox is $100 million man, right? Or somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a highest paid player on the Philadelphia Eagles.
As $100 million man. If Aaron Donald is out here making, I think at one point he was making less than Fletcher Cox, but now he's probably making more. If he's still performing the way that he's performing, there's no reason why Fletcher Cox can't perform the same way. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's ass backwards to me. And then he sits here, he complains about everything like, no, dog, just go out there, do your job, and hit the quarterback. Like, that's it.
Look, so do you think, so Hargrave have 7 sacks. So do you think that Cox have a lot to do with that? Or do you feel like that's just all skill on Hargrave's part to get those 7 sacks? Because, a lot of people is saying, hey, if Fletcher Cox wasn't next to Hargrave, he might not even have, 6, 7 sacks. So is he kind of like contribute, in another way besides getting those sacks? Or you say, you know what, with that amount of money, he needs to do more. Hey, I could find another dummy to another like decoy, to be the Fletcher Cox, but with less money and still produce the same on the defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, things are opening up for everybody else on that line because Fletcher draws a double team.
Facts.
It's what it's been for the last 3 or 4 years. It is what it is. Aaron Donald is drawing double teams and triple teams, and he still manages to get to the quarterback. So,
yeah, you saw that on Thursday night.
Yeah. So it's like I don't want to hear any more excuses on why Fletcher Cox can't get his sacks up. Like I'm out. I'm off of it. There's nothing else there except for what his cap will be, like his cap hit will be, and if another team is going to be picking him up. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like a little bit under Carson Wentz cap hit. Yeah, because we signed because we restructured his contract. That's the biggest thing. Why
Yeah,
did we restructure his contract
to
if
pay
we was
other
gonna get
people.
rid of him? But that's the thing because when you restructure somebody's contract, it kind of like push the money back a little bit, and now it's more if you get rid of them at the time.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the Eagle fans are, are scared of.
Hmm.
Carr Smith, y'all ever been to Philly? Shaking my head. What the, I
I
mean,
live
and
in
some
Philly.
people it don't listen. She live in
I
Philly.
live in West Philadelphia. Okay.
I'm from South Jersey. I've told you I go to Philly all the time. Some people just don't listen. It is what it is. I don't care. Come on, bro. All right. Come on, what? Let me see. South Jersey. Hey, you're a Giants fan. Once again, Jersey is split in two. South Jersey are Philly fan, North Jersey are Giants fan. For those of you who don't live in Jersey, there's literally split in half. North is Giants, South is Philly. But hey, you could question my loyalty all you want, but I guarantee I will answer any questions that you have to, throw at me. It is what it is. Anyway, let's move on here. So look, hey, do you feel like that Jalen Hurts could be the franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles if he's given the opportunities? And who in the NFL do he remind you of? They're like, hey, he started slow, and now look at him, he's balling out.
One, yes, I do think Jalen Hurts can be a franchise quarterback. I really do. He just has to have the right people around him to, again, develop him and get him to the place that he needs to be. He does remind me of Lamar Jackson. I was looking at their stats earlier today, and they're very similar number wise. Their first season, because they didn't play all the games. They
Mm-hmm.
came in, started like a handful of games or whatever, but
Exact.
they
Yo,
produced.
I think Lamar Jackson. What? They start the last three. Wait, in the playoffs, right?
He
For Joe
started,
Flacco.
yeah. So he played in all 16 games because of those stupid,
Yeah, just yeah.
wildcat packages or whatever that the Ravens were doing. But he started 7 games in his first year.
Yeah.
So I thought that, compared to the 4 games that Jalen started last year, him and Lamar have very similar numbers. And Jalen reminds me a lot of Lamar Jackson. We were complaining about Lamar Jackson not throwing the ball last year, because all he did was run, because that's your first instinct when you are a running quarterback. Your first instinct is to
Facts.
run. It's not to throw the ball. But once you get to a spot where you're comfortable and you can throw off your back foot, then you're going to throw the ball down the field.
Okay. Hey, I listened to your podcast, and you said the exact same thing. So how could they fix that though? I mean, how could they fix? Because look, the biggest issue with Eagle fans is this, and might be Howie. He runs so fast. He doesn't have any patience. His first instinct is to run. So what would you do as a coach meant to fix that and turn him into a possibly Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson was running for his life. He was running for his life his first 2-3 years in Seattle. If people forgot, he was running for his life. Like literally, he wasn't never a Heisman runner up. He never played for Alabama. So Russell Wilson played for Wisconsin. And I think he transferred to Wisconsin at that. But he wasn't never a Jalen Hurts talent to go to those big schools or to be a Heisman runner up. But he still won the job over Matt Flynn that Seattle signed that all season. They blew at that time a Carson Wentz money. They signed him to a 3-4 year contract,
Yep.
but Russell Wilson, he beat him out in training camp, and all of a sudden it was like, who? Matt Flynn, who? Like, it's like
Right.
non-existent. But the first, yes, he made it to the Super Bowl his second year. He should have made it back-to-back years. But at the same time, what was surround Russell Wilson? The Legion of Boom, the best defense in the NFL at that time. Does the Eagles have that type of defense now? So, I mean, it just like, man, I think it's so unfair that people expect, especially if you don't start from week one, the rookie year, you come in replacing a franchise quarterback, unknown that, hey, oh, shoot, I got to go replace him. Man, I thought he was the guy. And now, oh, shoot, it's my turn. And you go in there, you beat them, the number one defense. You are toe to toe with the Arizona Cardinals, and defense cost you that game because you had to come back from 16-0 down to win that game. And then against the Cowboys game, yes, in my opinion, that was the only game that he literally lost because he was up 17-3 at that time. And then the Washington football game. I mean, hey, we was trying to fight at that time. Look, we learned our lesson from the year before. We let CeeDee Lamb 3 picks ahead of us go to the Dallas Cowboys. We wasn't trying to do that again. So we won that game. We literally would have been 3 picks lower. So now who knows if Devonta Smith would even be on this team. And we have a possibly 3 first-round pick next year. So all that come into play. So I know it's a lot, but what did you have to think about what I just said right now?
Okay. So Jalen needs to be, everything goes back to being developed.
Facts.
Jalen has to have the right people who understand his skill set and what he has to offer and run with that. That's really what it comes down to. And I feel like a lot of people are overcomplicating this. And like, it's really just, okay, what do you do well? All you got to do is go back and look at all the Alabama tape.
Facts.
That's literally all you have to do. You figure out what is working best for him in Alabama, see how you can incorporate that into the Philadelphia offense, which is fairly easy because they did a lot of RPO and all of that. And run the ball. Like, that's it. Everything starts with the run game. And he just has to have the right coaches around him to develop him in the way that he should be.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that Carl is a Wentz fan. I promise you. No, as a matter of fact, no. He's a Nick Foles fan because he liked the backup quarterback. Because the backup quarterback, nobody get ready for the backup quarterback. And this is the thing that kind of bothered me about Eagles fan. The whole system changed around Nick Foles. Remember, he was he beat the.
They looked at tape on what he did well because he was trying to run a Carson Wentz offense
in the Chip Kelly era. He went back to exactly. So the coaches went back to Chip Kelly. They literally said it. We went back to Chip Kelly era and saw how this guy was 27-2, and then they put that offense. That type of, a play calling into the offense, and he flourished. But the first game against the Falcons, he was trash. The defense won us that game. He won 2 games. Literally won 2 games. The Vikings and the Super Bowl. That's the only 2 games he won. The defense won us that first game. But people don't remember that. All they remember is Nick Foles and the Statue of Liberty outside the damn stadium. All this stuff. Look, we would not win a Super Bowl without Carson Wentz. That's 100%. Hey, you could go to Vegas, put the money on it, bet me, whatever. I'm telling you right now, we would not won the Super Bowl without Carson Wentz, like dragging us to the number one seed that year. He threw a touchdown and two-point conversion on a torn ACL. So Nick Foles came in and like, don't screw it up. He lost against the Cowboys. He beat the Raiders, which was like a 10-7 game because of the defense. And then he blew the Giants out. So yeah, we had a first week bye. So, but I literally, all right. So why do you think that the Eagle fans love the backup quarterback so much instead of the starting quarterback? Now, it seems like that, like it's the wheel that will never stop because it's always the backup quarterback come in, he perform, let's get him in. You know, the starter is trash. Like, why do you feel like? I mean, what's the mindset? Why do Eagle fans feel like that?
Because usually, I feel like a lot of the time, the starting quarterback and the backup quarterback are two different styles of players.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, we went from
facts.
with
Yeah,
even with like Sam Bradford. When you saw Sammy Sleeves go out there and play, you were like, oh God, like this is nauseating. And then you see Carson Wentz go out there and he did well his first season. You know, 7-9, whatever. It is what it is. He had like 3 days to prepare for being the starter of the season anyway. So, whatever. But a lot of people are excited and they want to shut the book on the starting quarterback because the backup is something that it's like almost like a sight for sore eyes. So it's like, okay, well, if the backup quarterback is doing this, how come the starter can't do this? You know, and then they're like, yeah, like let's get Minshew in here, let's get O's in here, like they're starters, they're starters. Not everybody who is a backup quarterback is a starting quarterback. They're not. It's we saw it with Nick Foles. Nick Foles went from being the starter here to getting hurt, getting traded. He bounced around a whole bunch of places, came back, was the backup for Carson Wentz, stepped in when he had to step in, did what he needed to do. And people are like, oh my God, he's, you know, give him a statue, like, you know, very appreciative of what he did, very appreciative of what he did for his city, bringing us our, you know, helping us get to our first Super Bowl. But he's
yeah,
not a starter in this league anymore. The league changes every single year with the draft picks that come in from college, rotation of coaches, all of that stuff. So, no, they need to get off this Minshew mania train and chill out.
yeah.
Gardner Minshew has 3 years in the league right now versus Jalen Hurts is 1.5, if you even want to count last year.
Yeah.
So it's literally experience over no experience in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look, your Minshew had the whole probably 8-9 games after Nick Foles got hurt, and then again the following season. You know, he had his chance. Yo,
Yeah.
I tweeted this out. Yo, he had his opportunity, and there's a reason why he got let go. So why not give Jalen Hurts a chance? Um, I just feel like that the people are being catfished by Gardner Minshew. The Jets, once again, did not game plan for Gardner Minshew. They game plan for Jalen Hurts. So, of course, Friday is your last walkthrough. Saturday and Sunday, even if you find out Saturday night, which the Jets find out Saturday that Hurts was not going to start, that it was going to be Minshew. The Jets defensive back starter came out after the L and say, we did not game plan. We did not game plan for Gardner Minshew. We game plan for Jalen Hurts. So all these people that's like being catfish right now saying, hey, start Minshew. If you announce it today that Gardner Minshew is starting against the Washington football team, I guarantee you he will lose. He will look like Tyler Heineken back there. He would get sacked so many times because they would game plan for him and him owning. So I don't care what anybody says. I'm telling you right now, if Gardner Minshew is announced that he's the starting quarterback, if Gardner Minshew, if the Eagles say, hey, Gardner is starting on Sunday, I promise you, the Washington football team will be ready for a non-mobile quarterback, and he will treat them like they did with Tyler Heineken. Like, hey, we're about to play a whole reverse role. Washington is going to do what they did, what the Dallas Cowboys did to Heineken, a stationary quarterback that you don't have to game plan for to move outside the pocket. So, I mean, it kind of irks me a little bit because I feel like that we would never, ever, ever find another Donovan McNabb. But like 10, 12 years playing for the same team. We probably would never find that. I thought we'd find that in Carson Wentz, but I didn't know that his mind was so fragile and that he would have wanted to leave so soon. But I really thought that Carson Wentz could have been, the next Andrew Luck, the next Aaron Rodgers, the typical, 6'5" white quarterback that that we think of when we look at quarterbacks. Yeah. But mindset wise, he wasn't there. He was completely fragile mindset wise because he was so privileged, throughout his whole life. But Jalen Hurts is a proven, he got benched at Alabama by Tua. Hey, Tua got hurt. Come on in, Jalen. And he still made him win. And then he went to Oklahoma, a Big Ten school that is respectable, a Big 12 school. And he was the Heisman runner-up. Heisman runner-up is not easy in the whole NC, in the whole college football. It's not easy. So he's a proven mentally. He's built for Philly. He's built for Philly. So if you can't see that, then I don't know what quarterback you want. And Philly, that would give you 10 to 15 years down the road. You say, you know what? I'm glad we drafted that quarterback. Another Donovan McNabb. He did a lot with nothing. I'm sorry. Yeah, he had, a Jim Johnson on defense, but on offense, Westbrook, Deuce, Buckhalter, Selleck. That's it. But what was his receivers like? T.O. 1 year, we went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and this is a difficult conversation. I mean, because it seemed like that.
You're a running team because he can't throw. We know that. We know that. He's not.
But, okay, all right. But could you learn? Okay, so what's more easier to learn? A quarterback how to throw accuracy, like accurate-wise, or a quarterback to learn how to run, like his skill is running a dual threat.
It's easy to teach somebody how to throw more accurate.
That's what I'm saying. So these guys don't understand, these Philly fans do not understand how you could develop this guy. Your only issue is he can't throw accurate. Oh, look, he could throw. I mean, he threw in.
We saw it last year when he stepped in.
Yeah.
And we saw him. He threw for like 350 yards against the Saints. He threw for, we know he can throw the ball. We know that. It's just a matter of making sure that it gets to where it needs to get to when he throws it. And that's something that he struggled with even in college. Coming into the draft, a lot of people were saying he is not an accurate passer. It's something that can be developed. So I don't. Teach him how to throw. Get him in somewhere with a a mechanics coach and do that. We saw what happens when you focus on your mechanics as a thrower. We saw it with Josh Allen with the Bills.
Facts.
Literally
Exactly.
an off-season
Yep.
360, like it was incredible. The turnaround with Josh Allen is doable in this league. You just have to make sure that you understand what your problems are and you go out and you fix it.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, we just going hey move on real quick. So hey, we try to get through this. Hey, our skill position. Hey, right now we have Miles Sanders, Gainwell, Boston Scott. Our wide receivers, Devonta Smith, Rager, Quez, our tight end, Jackson, and Goddard. So how do you feel uh, about our skill position moving forward besides Rager?
I like this. I like the skill positions because everybody is young.
Yeah.
You can keep everybody together for the next 4 years, and not really worry about too much turnaround, too much change, or anything like that. My issue, if you have listened to my podcast, is Jalen Rager. He is my problem. He is my sore spot.
Yeah.
He is J Jaw number two. And I have been off the J Jaw wagon since year one. So
Have you?
yeah,
Since year one?
since year one. I did not understand the pick. I don't understand why they drafted him in the second round. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's been here long enough to develop into a better receiver. And the only time that he's on the field that I even notice is when he gets a penalty called on him. So I'm like, no, no. Mm-mm. Keep him on special
Well,
teams, whatever. Don't give him offensive snaps. Like, I'm over it. Those offensive
wow.
snaps can go to Quez Watkins.
Okay. Yeah. Facts. But the thing is, how confident are you that the Philadelphia Eagles could develop players? Period. Because we saw every player. I could name from safety to linebacker to receivers to defensive back to defensive end that went to other teams and flourished. I'm sick and tired of watching other like Thursday night football, the only game on. Like, God damn, Justin Jefferson or a Rasul Douglas. We could easily be our number two, maybe our number one, opposite of Slay. But hey, we got rid of him for nothing. A Jordan Hicks. This dude, he's balling out. We can't even find his replacement 3 years later. I mean, Sidney Jones, second round pick, he could probably play better than a Steven Nelson on the outside right now. So, how confident are you? And Mac Collins. Mac Collins now, he's coming a clutch for the Dolphins. Every time they need a big play, they go to Mac Collins, even last year and this year, by default, because the Dolphins been hurt a lot, but still, the opportunities, he got the opportunities. So, are you sure? Are you sure that J. Jaw and Rager are being used to their max potential? And are you just ready to get rid of them? Even with Barnett. Barnett is about to be a free agent this year. I doubt that Eagles are going to sign him. So are you sure with all this J. Jaw, Rager, Barnett, are you just ready to walk away knowing that when these guys go to other teams, you're like, damn. And I'm pretty sure you watch these guys flourish. How do you come on? So is it the Eagles, the picks, or I don't understand.
I think okay. So from the beginning, I think that in order to develop a player, you have you have to come in with something, right? You have to come in with talent. You have to come in with something. And then the coaches can build from there. If the coaches can identify what your strengths are, you're at a plateau. You're at a plateau because nobody can get anything out of you. And as far as players leaving here and flourishing in other
Flourish,
and
fly.
flourishing in other teams and organizations,
Yeah,
that comes down to coaching.
that's what I'm
That comes
saying.
down to coaching.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
one, we knew Jim Schwartz didn't like to blitz. We knew that this organization doesn't value linebackers, which is why Jordan Hicks is gone. We
Yeah.
know all of these things. So do I expect them to develop Davion Taylor the way that he should be developed as a linebacker? No. Do I think that our corners and our safeties are going to develop to being shut down corners and shut down? No, I don't. Darius Slay was a lifesaver.
He was.
He really was, because we were banking on Avante Maddox being out there, and that's not even his natural position. He does better in the slot. And I'm so happy that they moved him there because he has been flourishing. He's been doing what he has to do at his spot. So I think it's both. I don't think John Gannon knows what to do with the players on this defense. And I think that a lot of them are kind of rebelling because the coaches are having them do something that is out of their natural position.
I mean, but see, the only thing that irks me with that is this: we give up some high draft picks, second round, first round, like Brandon Grant, for example. He did not develop until his fifth year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come onto the scene, but I guess he
But
showed potential.
there was effort there. He played his heart out every single time he was on the field. Period.
Yeah.
And if you don't see that in a player, why keep them here for that long? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, look. I mean, hey, maybe I watch too much football and I'm like, God, come on, Carter. Why you catch that for them? Come on, Douglas. Why do you, I guess I'm sick and tired of watching our players that we spend draft picks just go and be great in other organizations. But us, we constantly trying to find a receiver. We constantly trying to find a linebacker. We are behind the eight ball. Like the Philadelphia Eagles, they are great with free agency, with the cap movement, with all that, but they bad in drafting. Huh?
They're bringing in older players during free agency. You're signing all of these 1-2 year deals, and there's no continuity between the players because you're always bringing in new people. When you have a solid foundation, that's why I said I like our skill positions, because everybody is young. You could keep the same people for the next 3 or 4 years.
Facts. Okay.
But when you're constantly bringing in Steven Nelson, what's the other guy's name? I can't remember his name.
Anthony Harris. Eric Wilson, the 1 year deal.
All these people in for what? For what?
It's to win now, because we are so impatient. We are trying to win right now.
Yeah, but you can't win right now every year. You can't win right now every year. It's impossible.
But see, and we're winners. And that's the thing about this. You're the Philadelphia Eagles, since 2000, we've been the most successful team in an NFC East. Yes, the Giants won 2 Super Bowls. But besides that, we had more NFC champions, a conference appearance, and NFC championship division titles and all this stuff. So we are spoiled. So now, with that being said, we are also impatient fans because of that. So that's why people are calling for Jalen Hurts to be benched. You're not thinking about, hey, this year was just a new a new head coach, a new defensive coach, a new a new OC, which is your head coach because he's calling the plays. Some young guys. They're not worried about that. They're worried about, can we make the playoffs today? Like right now, could we make the playoffs? If not, Hurts, his head is on a stick. Howie Roseman, his head is on a stick. So how could you avoid that if you're not patient with your draft picks? That's why I'm so like, you you drafted Hicks, you drafted Jones, you drafted Douglas. So why wasn't you patient enough? Like, why can't you bring the right coaches in to build these guys just like every other team is doing? That's my only gripes. And
Yeah,
besides that, I mean,
it's because you had back when the Eagles were winning on a consistent basis, you had a solidified head coach in
Andy
Andy Reid.
Reid,
You had a solidified defensive coordinator. You
Jim
had,
Johnson.
these people were
Yeah,
put in place and they were good at what they were doing. Period.
facts.
Right now, like you're switching defensive coordinators every 3 years. You have a new head coach every 3 or 4 years. You're rotating this roster like it's nothing.
Yeah.
If there was some kind of foundation for this organization, then the team will be able to win on a more consistent basis. If you don't have anything as a foundation, they're just going to always be plugging holes and putting band-aids on positions because they're trying to keep afloat.
Yeah, I mean, hey, with that being said, keeping afloat, how do you feel about our O line in the future? I mean, Kelsey, look, every year
Kelsey's retiring after this year. He's not staying past this season.
what?
Yeah.
He's not?
He signed a 1-year deal to come back this year.
Or don't you want him to come back this year, though? That's the thing.
No,
I mean,
I
if he's
definitely wanted him to come back because we didn't have a replacement for him.
okay,
But now that we drafted Landon Dickerson, I think that he's a decent replacement for Kelsey when he decides he doesn't want to come back.
so all right. So if it's up to you, you won't bring back Kelsey this year. So who else on the offensive line that you won't bring back?
Brandon Brooks. I'm done. I'm over it.
Oh yeah, I'm done with him too. I'm done with him too.
But I'm good. I'm glad they got rid of Jason Peters. Really
Yeah.
glad.
Oh, yeah. Me too. I'm sorry.
But if Lane Johnson can play like 1 or 2 more years,
five
oh,
more
5, okay.
years.
One
Yeah.
or 2 more years out of Lane Johnson, and I'm happy.
Okay.
Jordan Mailata has done great on the left side, and he's been fantastic. So as long as the second wave of players can play as good as the first wave of players, then I'm okay. I'm okay with how this offensive line transitions.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm okay because remember that one game, the only starter was Kelsey this year. Because Lane Johnson decided, mental health is important. Brandon Brooks wasn't in. And then I think Dickerson was hurt with his ankle and all that stuff. And we had all replacement besides Kelsey, and Jalen Hurts did great against. I want to say it was the Kansas City Chiefs, that game that we was neck and neck with them until this bad, out of bounds call on Jalen on Devonta Smith. He came back and he caught the touchdown, blah blah blah. But this offensive line, because they had a couple years of your offensive line is going to get hurt, so you need to be next man up. So I feel good. I mean, if we could get a third round pick for Johnson, I'll take it. A third round pick for Brooks, I'll take it. Huh?
Good luck.
Why not? I mean, they're playing good this year. So this year is an audition year if you're trying to win 2 years down the road. But if you're trying to win 2 years down the road, you could get a third round pick because Johnson been great. Brooks, that's why I will bring him the next, 4 or 5 games. It depends. Audition him, and now we got our left side already set. Mariota, Dickerson, and then our center. I think it's easier to draft a center than a left guard, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. But I would keep Mariota and Dickerson on that left side because for a fact you got continuity for years to come, over 700 pounds on that side. And you see a lot of the runs is up the middle or on the left side because they are again, used to being next to each other. But hey, we'll see. So, hey, our defensive line. Uh, Barnett, he's probably most likely gone. Brandon Graham, he got hurt early on against the 49ers. Sweat, we did sign him to an extension this offseason, right before the season start. So far, he has not been that dude that we thought he was going to be. So I kind of regret signing him, but we'll see. There's 4 or 5 games left, so we'll see if he breaks out of his shell. Fletcher Cox, he got about 1.5, 2.5 sacks in freaking 13 games so far. And Hargrave, 7 sacks. He is the second before Aaron Donald went off last night or on Thursday night. And got on Monday night and got like 3 sacks in one game. He was literally the second defensive tackle in sacks. So how do you feel about our defensive line? I mean, are we set, or what would you change on there, or what would you draft?
I feel like the defensive side of the ball, I feel like requires a lot more work when it comes to drafting certain positions, because not everybody can play the way that we want our defensive line to play. So the rotation has to work. You know what I mean? The East Philly, no, West Philly. But I feel like that defensive end position, it's a little tricky. Like, do you keep Brandon Graham, or do you let him make the decision on if he wants to come back? So that's one. Derek Barnett on the other side. We don't know really what we have in Derek Barnett, because the penalties and the negative plays during every game is overshadowing his talent. We know that he's fast off the edge. Yeah. We know that he has some really great moves that can get up underneath offensive linemen. But is it something that he can sustain over a more consistent basis without making mistakes? We don't know. But I'm okay with Josh Sweat taking over at defensive end. I'm perfectly okay with that. And then, Hargrave is an animal. He's an absolute monster.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh my goodness. Oh, no, I can't remember his name. I think he got hurt on Sunday.
Who?
Milton Williams.
Milton Williams? I don't know. I mean, the only thing.
Did he tweak something, or I don't know. He went down at some point during that game, but I think he's a great addition to the defensive line. I think he'll step in and play his ass off. So I think we're good for the future. We just got to get this old man Fletcher Cox out of here. And tell it again.
Yeah, man. Look, I would keep Graham because I really thought that he's the heart and soul of the defense. Period, and not even the defensive line. Yeah, but just a defense. I mean, just keep him for a couple of years, because unless he's asking for a lot that you don't think he's worth, he's not able to perform at that level that he asked you to pay him, then fine. But I think that Brandon Graham really wants to come back because he hates the fact that he got hurt that way. I mean, this is his first time being hurt and stuff like that. But Barnett kick rocks. Man, I'll pack your bag, along with JJ or Sega Whiteside and possibly Rager. I give all 3 of them up for a first-round pick combined. You know what I mean? Like for real. Because I feel like that they had enough chance. Maybe not Rager, because I really feel like that the Philadelphia Eagles are bad and developing players. I really feel they are so bad. I thought this was the year. Nick Sirianni preach and preach and preach and preach. We're going to use our players to their strength, offense and defense. Jonathan Gannon was like, hey, what defensive scheme are y'all going to run? Oh, yeah, we're going to, hey, whatever they're good at. And he come out like the first 13 games and like, wait, Steven Nelson is not a man-to-man corner. Why are you using him a man-to-man? Big play Slade is a man-to-man. Why are you using him in zone? I mean, you had no idea how to use these players. I feel like that I've been catfish. Like you sold me a thing, you sent me a picture of who you were, and then you showed up like, God damn, really? Like, yo, you told me this whole 3-4 months that you told me, hey, we're gonna use our place to your strength. This is what we're gonna do. And then, man, all of a sudden, we are like one of the worst running defense in the NFL. When was the last time the Eagles been one of the worst like running defense in the NFL? A long time. Like we always been top, hey, just holding them under 100 yards. So I mean,
that's the thing. They have been more consistent with holding opposing teams under that 100 yards rushing the last couple of weeks. So that was something that I noticed after Fletcher Cox came out and says, I don't get paid to run after bubble screens and all of that.
Screens and stuff. Yeah.
After he made that statement, they really started buckling down and clogging that line in the box, and it's paid off.
Okay, so hey, all right, what happened against the Jets? I was like screaming. I lost my voice the first half of that game. I do play by play. I'm like, what the? The Jets was setting records that they did not set all year. The Jets did not score a first quarter touchdown in the whole freaking 13 games until they played the Philadelphia Eagles. The Jets had not scored multiple touchdowns in the first half until they played the Philadelphia Eagles. So you think that they're getting better, but man, I feel like that Zach Wilson is not a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or a Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he's not.
You were supposed to go after him, but it seemed like that there wasn't blitzing at all. Like it seemed like there was less. There was like, hey, we have Tom Brady back there this week, and they're playing for Tom Brady because Zach Wilson, Teddy Bridgewater, those guys you go after. Daniel Jones, we lost to the Giants because our defense, yes, I know our defense stopped them from scoring. No sacks, no turnovers. So how the hell you beat a Giants? Daniel Jones was leading the league in fumbles, like turnovers. Get to him. We didn't get to him not one time. So back-to-back weeks, Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, we did nothing to them, and they are trash. So you say the defense is getting better, but I don't see it, man. I just think that once we get a lead, our chest is out, and we can flex our muscles, and then we can start blitzing the quarterback. But these guys are pathetic. You should start from the time they say go, because if you play any other quarterback, that's a loss. Yes, Hurts got 3 turnovers in that game, but guess what? We saw the Ravens. Lamar Jackson got 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. The following night, the Ravens still won because their defense was taking the ball over, was blitzing, was sacking. That's what I can't stand about the Eagles. Like, man, are you going to be consistent? Because we should have beat the Jets, the Giants, if we blitz and beat up Daniel Jones, but we didn't. Yes, the turnovers played a big part, but at the same time, hey, when your offense is struggling, where the hell your defense at? Yes, you can stop them, but at the same time, where's the turnovers, where's the sacks, where's the interception, where's the fumbles, especially if you're going against Daniel Jones, like fumbling Jones, had one of the most turnovers since he came in the league.
Yep. No, I agree. Goes back to coaching. Goes back to coaching. That's really what it is. It goes back to coaching because
Yeah.
you know what this Eagles defense can do under the right coach. They're dominant. They're aggressive from the time that clock starts to the time that shit says triple zeros. But it's not consistent. It's not consistent, and that's something that they got to work on.
Yeah. I mean, look, I agree, man. Look. All right. So, hey, what is the weakest link on this on this team,
John Gannon.
overall? Who?
John Gannon.
Oh man, we can't do nothing by him. I mean, but as far as players wise, hey, do you think that he has the right players to fit his system that he wants to play? Because everybody else is screaming for linebackers.
But he doesn't have a system. And that's part of the problem. If you don't come in here with a system or some kind of scheme that you run and that works for your players, you're never going to survive.
But if you don't have the players, how could you run? Like, I mean, how could you even think about running your true system? So that's what we're trying to say. Because
what is the true system?
Linebackers would be one of them, though. Like, if you have some dogs at linebackers.
He says he wants to run a 3-4 or a 4-3. This defense has been a 4-3 defense forever.
Yeah, forever.
So you come in here switching it to a 3-4, that doesn't even make sense.
I mean,
that makes no sense. And then you don't have enough faith in your linebackers to properly run a 3-4 defense. The only linebacker that I really have faith in is Alex Singleton.
Well, I have faith in Edwards.
Well, yeah, TJ Edwards now. But I mean, before he was getting torched. Or he wasn't even in the game. Like, it's annoying. John Gannon is annoying. And he flip-flops every week. And it's frustrating to watch. It really is.
Yeah, it is. That I could tell you it's frustrating because I think that, he cost us a game and Nick Sirianni cost us a game on the offense. The 49ers game was Nick Sirianni because Jonathan Gannon, he called a great plan against the 49ers. And then the Chargers game was Jonathan Gannon. He should have blitzed Herbert instead of trying to blitz with, just playing 10, 15 yards, off the wide receivers. So those are the two games that I thought that we probably could have won easily. If not, it is what it is. But for those of you who are watching, man, hey, we are about to wrap up. Okay. So, hey, it's give me about 5 more minutes. So we're about to wrap up. But if you have not checked, her channel out, her podcast out, just go check her podcast out. I promise you, she's a lot more entertaining than half these Eagle content creators, but it is what it is. But I'm telling you right now, hey, just go check her podcast out. And also you can check her out on Twitter. Just send her a follow and she will follow you back. But hey, let's get to let me see. All right. Look, the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, we possibly could have 3 first-round pick. I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure, we do have 3 first-round pick because Carson Wentz, all of a sudden, he went to Indy and stayed healthy, and he's balling out. So now we possibly have 3 first-round picks. Does Howie stay or go? Or do you trust him with the 3 first-round picks? He did earn the 3 first-round picks. So, he did do the moves and trades in order to get the first 3 first-round picks. But, do you trust him?
No. I don't trust Howie as far as I can throw him. I'll trust him in the offseason, or I'll trust him at the trade deadline. Like, yeah. But as far as evaluating talent and bringing in draft picks, absolutely not. Like, I would give that he would need to be. It would have to be a collaborative effort as far as who gets picked in these with these first 3 draft picks. And honestly, I don't see Howie getting fired. I don't see him getting let go or anything like that.
Well, maybe because a couple weeks ago, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman have seen, they have not been seen eye to eye on Jalen Hurts. Lurie want to give Hurts a chance. Howie was like, man, I don't know, which is kind of confusing to me because I thought that was Howie's pick. But now all of a sudden, hey, when you start losing money, the Carson Wentz, cap hit, and now
Well, that
you
was their
spend,
stupidity. That was
huh?
their stupidity. They should
Yeah.
not have paid him that much money and then trade him. They should not have done that.
Yeah. I mean, but so this might be the perfect opportunity for Howie because of the whole Carson Wentz situation. And now you trying to tell me, hey, you made me spend a second round pick and got rid of a guy that I got a $35 million cap hit for. And now you're trying to say that you're not sure of it. This might be the best of the best time to get rid of Howie because of Jeffrey Lurie is probably trying, he's trying to get fed up a little bit. So, you know what I mean? Hey, we'll see. Look, 3 kicks to victory. All right, the Eagles faces the Washington football team. This is a must-win game. What are your 3 keys to victory in order for the Eagles to be 7-7 and the driver's seat at the 7th seed?
The Eagles have to run the ball. Point blank, period. Don't get away from it.
Yeah.
They have to run the ball. End of story. So that's number 1. Number 2, the defense has to be aggressive from the jump. If they're not aggressive against Taylor Heineke, like, come on. Like, the Dallas Cowboys had 5 sacks on the quarterback.
Oh, man.
Like,
Michael.
no, absolutely not. And our defense is much better than Cowboys defense. So I'm expecting like 6 or 7 sacks on.
Whoa.
I need this defense to step up and do what they need to do. End of story. And then stay consistent. Don't get away from what is going good. Get your throws in there, get your receivers. Dallas Goedert needs to be a big part of this offensive game plan on Sunday. He has to.
So do you think it was Minshew that was trying to get him more involved, or do you think it was the play calling?
I think it was the play calling because Dallas Goedert does well with whoever is at quarterback, in my opinion. But I think it comes down to play calling. And Dallas Goedert is big. Nobody wants to try to take him down.
Yeah, look. All right. Hey, so my 3 keys. Hey, before I start, hey, she's not on YouTube. Once again, she is on what again?
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. If you follow me on Twitter, the link to my podcast is in my bio.
And her Twitter name, boom, right
go.
there. So yeah, so look, my 3 keys to victory is this. We have to run the ball. 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 Defense had to get pressure, just like you said. Look, I don't think that our front 4 is as good as Dallas because with Michael Parsons, Gregory, with Lawrence, those guys, it seems like they're more hungry than Barnett, Sweat, and Cox, in my opinion. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. But Michael Parsons, ain't nobody stopping him. So we have to get pressure up the middle. But if they could get 6, I'd be happy with 4 sacks. I'll be happy with 4 sacks.
I want 6. I'm sorry. I need 6. 6 and a pick 6. There you go.
Okay. All right. Look. Hey, that's your bold prediction. Hey, I changed it into your 3 keys of victory to bold prediction. So, hey, that's your bold prediction. Yes. 6 sacks and a pick 6. I like it. But yeah, I mean, hey, you absolutely right. Our defense have to get to who is ever back there. But I really feel like it's going to be Kyle Allen.
Yeah.
I don't think Heineken is going to be back there, or Heineke, whatever the hell his name is. I don't think he's going to be back there because Kyle Allen seemed more mobile to me. If he's not there, he runs the ball faster than Heineken. I'm trying to just sit back there. So run the ball, rush the passer, and Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. This is possibly going to be his biggest game of his career by far. We lose this game, and next week, man chew. Like, no, I mean, you're not me, but not you, but the radio station, the fans, a lot of people is gonna say, "Hey, we look better with Minshew. We look better with Minshew, and we might still have a chance if we go 3-1, because then Jalen Hurts will be 0-3 in the division, and that's what's gonna be going through people's mind. He just can't win divisional games, and he can't win big games. And Minshew looked better, last a couple weeks ago against the Jets and all that good stuff. So Jalen Hurts. Look, I don't need him to have a big game. I just need him to control the offense, run when you have to, pick up the key first downs. You know what I mean? Just keep the defense off balance. So that's all it is. And my last question for you is this: your score prediction and who wins on Sunday. I already know that you're gonna say the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to hear the score prediction.
Yeah, I think that Jalen Hurts comes out and he dominates. I think this offense is going to be crazy insane to watch on Sunday, and I think the Eagles win 38-17.
38-17.
And Washington will be lucky to get the 17.
I have us winning 30-17 because the Philadelphia Eagles only won one game all year. One game that they did not score 30. And that was against the Panthers. When big plays, they had 2 picks, and Steven Nelson had 1. But one game. But every other game that they won, they put up 30. So my magic number is 30-17. As long as we hit that 30 mark, we are Gucci, baby. We are winning game. We are 7-7, and we'll see what happens. But 30-30-30 is the magic number. So, but divisional games are tough. The 37-17, you said.
Yep.
Look, hey, I'm with you, and I'll be doing the play-by-play on Sunday, and hopefully, my voice won't go out by the time we hit the third quarter. But it is what it is. But if you just now tune in, man, we are about to go off the air. So if you have not followed your host with Breezy, aka what? Also known as what?
Oh, Bree. Also known as Bree. Yeah. Me.
And what's your podcast?
Sports and Stilettos podcast.
Yes. So if you have not followed her, hey, look, the easiest way is to just go on her Twitter, follow her, and you will see exactly her podcast and stuff like that. And if you are new to my channel, I don't know how, but if you're new, just hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all tomorrow for my next guest host, with the Washington football team, to break her down, just shouldn't give her no hope that she ain't winning nothing, but it is what it is. So just tune in tomorrow, and I'll see y'all. Go Birds.